With the most recent ballistic game mode being added to Fortnite, I've started to think a lot about all the modes we have seen be added to the game before. One thing to note, I was going to make a full video on ballistics? I don't care about the name, and I figured I would just talk about some of it here. If you do want to still see a video like that, comment down below if you feel like it. But because of this mode, I think it's pretty clear that Epic doesn't give a single f about quality within their modes, especially when they first release. But I do know that if we received good quality modes at launch, with a lot to work with, people would enjoy these modes even more. And it's really no different to something like Call of Duty. It releases a game every year and then proceeds to update the game and fix issues that shouldn't have made it to the game at launch. Fortnite doesn't need to worry about if a mode fails or not, because regardless, their time spent on a mode is probably next to nothing in terms of cost. The Imposters game mode that released was super fun, don't get me wrong, but there are some issues with it. I believe voice chat was eventually added, but we didn't get any new maps, and they also canned the shit out of that mode. Reload released with only squads, and it took them a really long time to add solos, and we still don't even have trios. Rocket Racing was added a year ago, and a couple months ago it was announced that it was no longer receiving big updates or really any support. Festival and LEGO are still kicking around, and I'm happy for that, but we got this LEGO Fortnite GTA game mode that quite literally should have never existed. And to go back a second, LEGO released and within a few weeks lost most of its players. It had like 1 to 2 million or something like that. Festival stayed the same for a while, and that's great, but it took them a really long time to actually have a catalog put together of songs. And don't worry, Save the World community, I almost forgot to mention Party Royale, the best mode to ever be added. All the little nerdy losers that care about their rare skins live here. No, but in all seriousness, we have Save the World, which is just forgotten about, and Epic clearly hates it. And what do all these modes have in common, class? Lack of content and depth. Some more than others. Ballistic, Imposters, Party Royale, Festival's extra game modes, and the LEGO GTA ripoff either have one map with barely anything new changing or a very uninteresting concept. Save the World won't ever be acknowledged or worked on again, since that would require a lot of money. LEGO and Festival are pretty much set now, but shouldn't have had so little content to begin with. And Rocket Racing was a complete mistake, and they treated that game mode just very, very poorly and incorrectly. Let's try and dissect some of these modes. I know Ballistic is very new, but a new game mode that has early access slapped onto the front shouldn't have ranked at all. One of my personal issues with it is the fact that it's attempting to copy CSGO and Valorant, yet it does nothing unique to set it apart from those games. The map is able to be broken. There's only one fucking map. You can super sprint and slide while shooting. Who thought any of this was a good idea? Who thought releasing a mode this early would have been good for the people? No one would support this forever if they saw how shit this was. I do not want to hear anyone in the comments or anywhere online say, oh, well, maybe they didn't think it would be successful. Maybe they didn't think, people would like it. They've never done this before. Maybe they're just testing what works. Listen, moron, they may not have done this before, but there are thousands of 12-year-olds that have made a better creative map than what they have put out for us. On top of this, they can quite literally copy their classmates' homework. There's even little issues with the mode where, you can't buy and sell weapons efficiently. There's no selling feature. It's just not a thing. That's a thing in CSGO and all the other game types like that. Sometimes you can spend money on something and actually not receive it, and then you can then buy it several times and you'll just burn all of your money away, which is annoying. Also, not to mention, I've had it happen like 3 different times where I won a match with a stack in ranked and we got 0% for it. I didn't go up either. I didn't move in percentage at all. But if we lose, we would always lose percentage. I could go really deep into this mode and chew it out because I would like it to get better because it can be pretty fun, but this mode is sad, and if they're gonna have it be the way it is, it should have just copied Call of Duty and not CSGO or Valorant. The LEGO GTA mode I played around 5 minutes of on stream, but seeing gameplay and TikToks about it, I can guarantee you that any person that is 6 years old is never going to interact with this mode. It's a chore simulator. It makes no sense to exist over anything else. I would rather not have this mode and get something extra for LEGO Fortnite because clearly people do like those updates. But LEGO GTA is just do a task, make money, get to a big mansion, and apparently there's no point in doing any of that because once you leave the game or back out, all of your progress is reset. To be fair, I don't understand most of the mode. I really don't care to try and figure it out, so maybe it's actually a gold mine and clearly I'm just an idiot. Party Royale and the extra festival modes are in a weird spot. Party Royale is for 10-year-olds to sit in a lobby and flex skins of accounts that they stole or bought. The festival mode where you sit here and just use jam tracks with randoms is used purely for XP. And the battle stage is a cool idea until you realize that people have ruined it by figuring out what is the best instrument to play for every single song. These modes also barely get players. Jam stage sometimes won't even get 1,000. And before I forget, LEGO and Festival, like I said, were really bare bones when they first released, and clearly they're better now, but it shouldn't be acceptable to to allow a billion-dollar company to release a half-baked game mode. The last thing is Save the World. This mode gets at minimum 20,000 players or so, maybe a good 1,000 less, and at most, if we're really shooting high, 40k, the highest. It's like the peak. And a reason why Epic will never do anything with this mode besides sell packs for it is they cannot monetize the game. They can't get you to put your wallet out every time you play. You can spend $20 and play the entire game without having to spend anything more. Once they needed to remove llamas costing V-Bucks due to actual lawsuits, they figured just leave it dead in the water. It would require so much dev time to completely change the game to even begin making a profit from that mode, and altogether, that just sucks. Epic doesn't want you to like this mode, but they want you to spend money on it. There are missions in Save the World that change daily, and if you're a founder, you can actually earn V-Bucks on some of those missions, but only if they're available. Recently, Epic for the past week or two has done the unthinkable and made it so that a lot of these just do not give V-Bucks anymore. You don't get really any. Sometimes there's none. They also make it clear in their daily quests that you cannot complete dailies for Save the World to progress your pass, and that's just downright disrespectful. You would think they would glaze the thing that created Fortnite, but no, they don't care. They just want your money. Just buy all of their Save the World packs. Almost forgot to add that Rocket Racing should have been combined with Rocket League so that if you also bought the Rocket Pass in Rocket League, it would fully convert to Rocket Racing. They should have made it so that you could install Rocket League inside of Fortnite and go right into the game, because if you didn't know, Epic Games owns Rocket League and completely killed that game. Besides trying to dissect the modes and their issues, we also have the Netflix menu that is the main menu for Fortnite. Anyone that defends this page and says it's easy to get around or says that it's not complex, you've been using this for like 4 years straight, so you understand the differences and changes compared to what it was before. But look at what we used to have. Literally 2 game modes. Cut and dry. You picked one and boom, you could select stuff within those modes. Very neat and well kept. I appreciate this more. I like that these modes show how many players are online, but the Made by Epic tab and your most recently played should be more at the top than anything. The creative slop that is just pretty much everywhere needs to be kept to a specific section, and it shouldn't be suggested to me like movies and TV shows, quite literally like a Netflix menu. Having ranked for most modes, having 0 builds, having the stupid tournament thing, all of this is just too much. Have it built for, per se, Chapter 6, Season 1, where you can turn ranked on or off, and you can turn 0 builds on or off. All in one. You don't need separate modes to show that. And for once, please, Epic, it gets a lot of players. Show it higher on the board. Show Save the World some love. Put it all the way up there. Let it so that people could see it often. They don't want you to know it exists, so they're going to keep it at the bottom. And I know we also got ranked OG, and honestly, this is just splitting the community even more, and it's not really good right now. OG honestly shouldn't even have 0 builds as an option. Quick little hot take for you. What I'm trying to describe for anyone that's confused or doesn't understand what I'm getting at here is too much is clearly too much. Having all these different types of modes and having ranked included for a lot of them splits the community further and further apart. I like having OG and Chapter 6 side by side, but ranked and 0 build splits that even further. It's not a simple 50-50 divide. The menus we have could be simplified, but are complicated for the sake of trying to get you to stay on the game longer, to get you to go to the shop and check out a new skin and take your wallet out. It's even the same thing for like the menu, like the actual menu when you pause the game. They've changed this like 6 times, and also when you're in your settings. I really miss how it used to look. You may feel like this isn't really a big deal, but when things work like a cog in a machine, a well-oiled machine per se, it's basically admired. People, you don't even realize it. You don't even have to think about it. I hope Epic can clean up a lot of the mess that is Fortnite, and instead of having shitty business people run your company, maybe one day we can get some actual gamers that are at the top and they can make some choices. Alright, I've done enough yapping. I plan on making a video about Marvel Rivals, so look forward to that. I stream a lot on YouTube and Twitch as well. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and thank you to everyone who has been using my code recently in the Fortnite item shop. I also had some people gift me things. I really appreciate that. Make sure to kind of do that when it's on stream though, just so that you can also see yourself. And thank you to Base Chai, Contrast YT, Second Splitter, and King of Games for becoming members on the channel. I'm also having some new emotes get made and stuff, and I'm changing some more stuff for the members, so there'll be more benefits for the same subscription. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day, night, week, month, whole rest of the year. It really doesn't matter when it is, but I hope that's great for you. See ya.